get started. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence before we get our meeting started. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before we get started, we just let you know that we have 3 members here, and we have Miss Angie Hahn on the computer, so we can have a quorum, so we can have our meeting tonight. So at this time, I'd like to have a motion, a second, to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion and second. All those in favor? This time I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the May 17th meeting. Those in favor? One abstain. I need a motion and a second for the approval of the minutes special board meeting on June the 6th. All those in favor? Okay, now we have communications. Mr. Stone, you're up first. Athletics and activities recognition.
Track athletes, when I call your name this evening, we've been asked to have you guys come down and line up along the front of the stage and just stay there, I guess, until I'm done with my presentation. That's correct? Thank you. Okay, absolutely. Just a couple of things real quickly. First, I want to thank the board, as always, for all the support we get there. Mr. Rubel, of course. I want to offer one final public thanks to Mr. Bacon, outgoing athletic director. He's been a great leader for us. And a good mentor for me, certainly, over the 7 years that he's been the athletic director while I've been coaching. Real quickly, I keep saying real quickly, we had a good track season, so I'll do the best I can, I promise. Quick team summary, we spent kind of the first half of every track season aiming towards winning the team conference championships on the boys and girls side. We were able to get that done this year. The boys won their 11th conference championship in the last 15 seasons, and the girls won their 14th conference championship out of the last 15 seasons. So we felt very good about that. Once we get through conference, our focus from there to the end of the season is really on trying to score as many points at the state championships as we can. So with that, what I'll do, obviously, like everybody else, I've got a lot of kids that are on vacation and things like that right now, but if you're in the room, when I say your name, come on up here, but I'm going to make sure to mention everybody whether they're here or not. So I'll start with the boys. This year, our boys who earned postseason honors, Jake Bishop was all-conference in one event and all-district in one event. Mason Currington was all-conference in 3 events. He was all-district in 2 events, and he earned all-state honors at the state championships. Parker Dickinson was all-conference in 2 events and all-district in 1 event. Jacob Diedeker was all-conference in 1 event, and Jacob will be continuing his track career next year at Freed-Hardeman University in Tennessee. Carter Doss was all-conference in 1 event and all-district in 1 event. Drew Felker was all-conference in 3 events, all-district in 2 events, and was all-state as well. Evan Fuller was all-conference in 4 events, all-district in 2 events, and was all-state. Ryder Hunt, also all-conference in 4 events, all-district in 2 events, and was all-state as well. Kaysen McLean, he's here. Come on up, Kaysen. Casey McLean was all conference in 2 events and all district in 1 event. Oh, what's going on, guys? Nobody wants to be the first one, I get it. Caden Mungle was all conference in 3 events and all district in 1 event. Caleb Truman was all conference in 2 events. Logan Wallen was all conference in 2 events and all district in 1. Donovan Welch, he's here. Donovan was all conference in 2 events, all district in 1 event. He was a state championships qualifier and will be continuing his track career next year at Mineral Area College. Tyler Williams was all conference in 1 event and all district in 1 event. Will be continuing his track career next year at SEMO. Ari Woodson was all conference in 1 event and all district in 1 event. Those are our boys. I will move on to the girls. Addison Brennicky was all conference in 1 event. Carissa Casamatis was all conference in 2 events, all district in 2 events, and was a state championships qualifier. Lily Early was all conference in 4 events, all district in 4 events, all state in 3 events. She was selected to the KREI KTJJ Dream Team for girls track, and she will be continuing her cross country and track career next year at SEMO. Brianna Eves, all conference in 1 event and all district in 1 event. Brooklyn Foreman was all conference in 2 events, was all district in 1 event, and was all state in 1 event. Emma Gersner was all conference in 7 events this year. She was all district in 4 events. She was all state in 2 events. She was also selected to the KREI KTJJ Dream Team for girls track, and she will be continuing her track career next year at Mineral Area College as well. Avery Graham was all conference in 1 event. Brianna Mathis was all conference in 2 events, all district in 2 events, and will be continuing her track and cross country career next year at Truman State University. Aiden Moriarty, all conference in 3 events and all district in 1 event. Abby Robbins was all conference in 2 events, all district in 1 event, and was a state championships qualifier. Jade Roth was all conference in 1 event, all district in 1 event, and was a state championships qualifier as well. Grace Schubert. Grace was all conference in 2 events, all district in 2 events, and earned all state honors. Elena Spar was all conference in 4 events, earning what we call our distance quad. She was the only one to get that this year, being all conference in all 4 of the long distance events. Unfortunately, she's got a stress fracture to show for it. She was all district in 2 events. She was all state in 1 event, and will be continuing her career next year at SEMO as well. Cheyenne Strokirch. Cheyenne was all conference in 1 event and all district in 1 event. Courtney Swink was all conference in 3 events, all district in 2 events, and was a state championships qualifier. And Chloe Wood. Chloe Wood was all conference in 2 events, all district in 2 events, and she was all state in 2 events. So those are our postseason honors. I've got one more thing I want to do, but I want to get a round of applause for these guys right here. And then the last thing I want to do here very quickly, because we don't get a spring sports banquet, I always give out my MVP award here at this event as well, so I want to do that very quickly. Our boys MVP couldn't be here tonight, unfortunately, because he's in transit back from Idaho, where he's just attended his brother's wedding. Our boys MVP this year was Drew Felker. Drew had a massive season for us and ended up becoming the first boy in school history to be all-state in 3 different sports in the same year. and just is a wonderful kid. So I want to give Drew a shout out. And also on the girls' side, we had a tie this year in our coaches' vote for the girls MVP, which is very fitting because it's two girls that are the kind of athletes you only get one every once in a while. This year, one of those two couldn't be here. She is in California visiting her dad. Lily Early is one of our girls MVP award winners. Lily this year at the state meet won her 5th, 6th, and 7th state medals during her career, with 7 state medals. That ties her for the most state medals in track in school history over the course of a career. And then our second girls MVP this year is here with us tonight. I heard a couple people kind of make a noise when I mentioned that she was all conference in 7 different events. That is the most different events anyone has been all conference in one season in the program's history. And so she graduates with a bunch of state medals and a couple of school records and a very, very impressive track record. So our girls MVP is Emma Gersner. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom. Great job.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John England. I'm the assistant girls tennis coach. Some of you may know that Coach Cantor's father passed away unexpectedly this weekend, so I'm filling in for him. So I'd ask that all of you keep him and his family in your prayers. Even though I'm assistant in the girls program, I spend a lot of time with the boys program, so here I am. Okay. First of all, thanks a lot to all the board members. Thank you, man. It's tough in this realm, okay? After listening to Jordan, it's tough, okay? So, okay, super. So thanks, Mr. Rubel, thanks, board members, for all that you do for our athletic programs. Coach Stone, congratulations to you and all of your athletes. Outstanding season, a tremendous fall season as well in cross country. For tennis, this year we had a overall record that was above 500 for the entire boys team. As some of you may know, we participate in doubles events and singles events. We have a lot of kids who come out there and spend a lot of time, but we have one in particular who spends a great deal of time on the tennis court, honing his skills. Ever since he was a freshman, started playing tennis, been playing tennis, I believe, maybe 2.5, 3 years now, is exceedingly improved in his skills. So we want to recognize him today because he did have some significant achievements, along with his partner in doubles, Wyatt Bach. Wyatt couldn't attend this evening because he's attending NJROTC boot camp. This evening I want to recognize Maddox Brennicky. Maddox, come on up, please. And of course his partner Wyatt Bach, who's not here. Now Maddox, it looks like an O-State Cowboys shirt you're wearing there. I, of course, am a Sooners fan, so the baseball guys over there know that the Sooners are playing in the national championship. Maddox just recently attended tennis camp down in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Coincidentally, he and I were on campus at the same time, but we just didn't know it. Sorry about that, Maddox, okay? But that's okay that you're wearing the Cowboy shirt. Maddox and Wyatt competed in the district tournament this year against Rockwood Summit, Melville, Cape Central, Poplar Bluff, St. Pius, and they came out as district champions, competed in the state tournament. They qualified for state, and they are the first ones in recent memory as a team to win their first round in the tennis tournament at Springfield. So congratulations on that, Maddox and Wyatt. After finishing the season, Maddox continues to play tennis. He played in the tennis tournament, the Precision Eye Care tennis tournament this past weekend, and did quite well. So I also want to go on to say that both boys represent our school well as far as character. When they step onto the court, they are always showing good sportsmanship, and they're always representing our community, and they're also representing our district in a favorable light. So congratulations to Maddox and Wyatt. And also, once again, board members, thank you. Mr. Rubel, okay, yeah, that's a toughie, isn't it? Hey, this is old teacher syndrome right here, okay? You've just seen it in an example, okay? So thank you so much.
Downs. I'm the high school boys and girls golf coach. I'm here to recognize our boys golfers to head postseason awards. First off, I'd like to thank the board members for everything y'all do for us. Mr. Rubel, Mr. Bacon, and our administration. They allow us to travel to a lot of different tournaments, some big tournaments that we try to get in each year, and fortunately we're lucky enough to be able to do that, and that does nothing but help our program out. I'd also like to say thanks to parents who I had more parent involvement this year than I think I've ever had. I had a lot of parents attending meets and matches and tournaments, and I want to thank them for that. So thank you to the parents. During our season, we finished undefeated in our regular season conference play this year. We were the regular season conference champions. I think that's about 7 out of 8 now, I think, the last few years, obviously COVID year, but we were second in the conference tournament. Didn't finish the season how we wanted to with our district tournament, but we still did have some qualifiers. Have two players who are not here tonight, who had some honors. We had junior Garrett Ward, who was all conference, and sophomore Reed Tebow, who was all conference as well. We have 2 players here today. Come on up, guys. First off, we have Nate Coaches wearing the hat. Nate was, he's a sophomore. He was a all-conference player this year, and then he finished tied for 17th at the district tournament, which gave him the right to qualify for the state tournament, Class 4 state tournament this year. Also, we have senior JP Rubel. JP was a state qualifier after finishing tied for 13th at the district tournament. JP is also going to continue his golf career at Fontbonne University in St. Louis, where I believe he's going to play basketball too, but we all know golf is a priority. Congratulations to you guys and all of our players for their honors this year. Thank you.
Good evening. Hi, Angie. Great. First off, I'd like to thank Mr. Bacon, Mr. Rubel, and the board for helping out baseball in all things that we do, whether that is past, present, or future things that are coming. It's a great time to be part of Farmington baseball. All of the new things that we have coming to us or that we have for us. Our kids have the indoor facility that is just absolutely phenomenal. We've spent as much time in there this spring and this winter as I think we did outside, as one of the wettest springs I can remember. So we appreciate that and all the efforts that you guys do for us on a daily basis. Our 2022 baseball team, we were a very young team. We were a combination of a few seniors, 4 of us to be exact, with good leadership by all 4 of our seniors. And then we had sometimes we would start 5, sometimes we would start 7 freshmen and sophomores at our varsity level. So we were a very young team with a good group of senior leaders that kind of kept things together, and we were a competitive group all year long. We finished 7-16, but we went 4-1 in the conference. We finished 2nd in the conference in the large school conference play. Even though we were young, we were still competitive. 7 of our losses were to district champions, 1 to the state runner-up, and 3 quarterfinalists. We had 7 leads. We were tied, we were tied or leading in the 5th inning or later in 7 different ball games. We're just a young group that was trying to find a way to finish out ball games. But some of our senior leaders, Clayton Comar, come on down. Clayton is a senior for us this year. He was our starting shortstop. He led our team with doubles with 6 during the season. He hit .270, was playing his best baseball down the home stretch of the season. Clayton will be attending Truman University next fall and plans on becoming a teacher and a coach. He says he's probably going to be the next coach to replace me. So Clayton Comar was an academic all-state and all-district performer this year. Clayton Comar. Justin Mattingly, another one of our seniors. Justin, in his senior season, led our team with a .440 on base percentage, had 13 walks, and it was our #1 starting pitcher. He led our team with 9 starts and 3 complete games. He was a workhorse for us. We knew he was going to take the ball every day that he could. He threw 44 plus innings for us this season. Next year he'll be playing at Hannibal LaGrange up in Hannibal, Missouri. Justin was an all-district and all-conference. Ryan Cooper, where the orange team play. Ryan Cooper, Coop was a junior this year. He was our starting catcher. He led our team with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. He had the biggest game of his high school career when he hit a grand slam at St. John to help us come back from a 9-2 deficit with 4 outs to play. We wound up winning 10-9, scored 8 runs in the 6th inning. Ryan Cooper is an all-conference player. Landon Johnson. Landon threw 5 games for us this year. He was our #3 starter. We're really excited about Landon as we move forward. Next year, his workload is going to continue to grow as we look for big things out of him. His senior year is coming up, and he will be one of our integral leaders on and off the field. Landon was an academic all-state performer for us this year. Landon Johnson. Jackson McDowell. Jackson is a freshman for us. In his first high school season, he led our varsity team in hits with 21, with an average at 304, and stolen bases with 9. Jackson is an extremely exciting player to watch, and he'll be a very integral piece of our baseball program for the next 3 years. Really excited about the guys that we have coming back, and we give hugs on the way out the door to the guys that are leaving us. We appreciate it. This is Farmington Baseball 2022.
Hi guys, thanks. My name's Doug Wade. I'm the assistant coach for the Spring Girls Varsity Soccer Program. Thank you, board, again for putting on this event. What a great opportunity to showcase our young students and our school. And again, thanks everybody. Our Spring Girls season, again, I think I've been here a couple years in a row for the girls. Another step in the right direction. Incredibly proud. A lot of work. We all know that at this point of a school year, we get to this point realizing how much time is put into anything we're doing, and none of that was lost spring with these girls. Every year we say this, but I think we're about to pass over. We're starting that point when we are no longer the young team anymore. We did still have very few seniors, but we have a very large junior class, which was well represented, and 2 of them are here tonight. We're proud to recognize 3. Girls, if you don't mind coming up, first Miss Taylor Branch, as well as Miss Skyler Sweeney. One not here tonight. I think she's at basic, you said. Something like that, yeah, she's is Miss Credence Roberts. She's also to be recognized tonight. Before I get to each one of their individual efforts and accolades this spring, quickly, they are what I consider to be the torchbearer for the girls program. They represent a junior class that they probably all started in kindergarten, right? We started this sport at a young age. We dedicated our time, and they represent that junior class, and then every girl all the way to the next group of kindergartners underneath. And I feel like these girls represent what is best about our program and our community as far as soccer goes. All three of them are tireless workers. All three of them understand what it means to be a knight, represent all of us, and we really couldn't be prouder as a coaching staff and as a soccer team. Real quick, saying that, they're probably not even aware of this, but have been here since the start of soccer in Farmington. I think it was our freshman year. The girls program started. Girls program did finish with 24 years now, top 5 season in win percentage, top 5 season in goals scored per game, and a top 5 in goals against. So there's not a lot of stats to soccer, but those 3 things are easy measurables to know that the arrow's pointed up and our program is looking strong from here on out. So first, we'll recognize Skyler Sweeney. Miss Skyler rejoined soccer this year. We all know her from her basketball efforts, but she grew up playing the sport, and amazingly, she really did not miss a beat. Come right in, was a leader from day one. She did it quietly, but everyone responded to her efforts and her leadership and her skill and her poise. She was SEMO all-conference, as well as all-district first team, and scored 11 goals and 6 assists. Taylor Branch. Miss Taylor plays a different role on the team. Not going to light up the scoreboard, but what she did again was anchor a back line that had a very low goals against. We had 6 clean sheets, clean shutouts this year. She did a tremendous job for us. Both of them have attitudes and the characteristics that are quality team leadership. So our job's not done yet. We got another year, right? But the arrow is really pointing up for us this next year, so excited about that. Taylor was also SEMO all-conference and all-district. He had 2 goals and 3 assists. And then Miss Credence Roberts, who couldn't be here tonight, she had 16 goals, 6 assists. She as well was SEMO all-conference and all-district. That's all I have.
Thank you, coaches. Thank you, athletes. Unless you want to stay for the rest of the meeting, you're free to go. And we just ask you to just be quiet so we can continue our meeting.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay. All right, we'll continue our meeting. There you have your information on your monthly financial report and discipline. Then we have our information only on the procedures and updates. The 5.01. Then we need a policy updates at the end of our 30-day review. 6.01 policy update. I need a motion and a step to accept. Have a motion and a second. Those in favor? And we have a policy changes on 6.02. Motion, step, and second. All those in favor? Since we have nobody that wants to discuss any of the consensual agenda, I need a motion to approve the consensual agenda. Second. All those in favor? This time, I'd like to have a motion and a second to adjourn in closed session.
Move to adjourn to session.
Roll call, please. Second, okay, roll call.
Hunt. Payne. Howard.
Yes.
Austin.
Yes.